Now, we're saying all this stuff is going out of fashion. Survival Day, this is done, right? We have moved on. Woke is starting to die, and it's certainly dying over in America. One of the first things Donald Trump has done with his newfound presidency, second time round, is to get rid of all the DEI employees in the public service in America. Now, it should be noted that they are actually on leave at the moment, but the plan is that they will all be put out of work eventually. Their departments will be pulled apart. Their services are no longer required because woke is dead in America. This is the order that has been sent out to staff, telling them what's going on. They're going to send an agency-wide notice to employees informing them of the closure and asking employees if they know of any efforts to disguise these programs by using coded or imprecise language. Send a notification to all employees or DEIA officers that they are being placed on paid administrative leave effective immediately as the agency takes steps to close/end all DEI initiatives, offices and programs, and take down all outward-facing media such as websites, social media accounts, etc., of DEIA officers. It is over. DEI is dead in America. And of course, we talked last week about the fact that Facebook now has dismantled their DEI policies. Lots of companies now are walking away from DEI because they've realised they don't have to suck up to anyone anymore. It was always window dressing. Oh, this concern, we must have lots of minorities. It's only because that's what they thought the rest of corporate America was doing and what the rest of the corporate world was doing. And now that people actually feel emboldened to say, no, we think that's a load of crap, everyone else is coming out and saying it's a load of crap. Who would have thought that this was never real in the first place? And something else Trump has done quite rightly, something I would like to see happen in this country, and Peter Dutton has talked about this, that if and when he becomes Prime Minister, he will only stand in front of the Australian flag. Well, Donald Trump now says that on American government properties, be they in America or overseas, so embassies and the like, are to only fly one flag, the US flag. There'll be no more pride flags, no more trans flags, no more Black Lives Matter flags. There is one flag for the United States, he posted online. Starting immediately, only the United States of America flag is authorised to be flown or displayed at US facilities, both domestic and abroad, and featured in US government content. The flag of the United States of America united all Americans under the universal principles of liberty, justice and democracy. These values, which are the bedrock of our great country, are shared by American citizens, past and present. And just to add to it, a little bit more. You know, Donald Trump, they said, oh, the economy's going to be stuffed. Now, all the economists were coming out before the election and saying, tariffs, it's going to be terrible for America. No one's going to want to invest in America because it's going to be so expensive to do so. But since becoming president, just yesterday, $3 trillion have flowed into America. Take a look.
In total, before the end of my first full business day in Washington in the White House, we've already secured nearly $3 trillion of new investments in the United States, and probably that's going to be 6 or 7 by the end of the week. Tremendous amounts of money are coming in for many things other than even AI. AI seems to be very hot. It seems to be the thing that a lot of smart people are looking at very strongly, and our country will be prospering like never before.
I feel a bit sorry for the Trumpster. He sounds a bit lethargic there because he's had a very long time after the inauguration, all the balls he had to go to, etc. So I'll cut him a little bit of slack. But, you know, he is starting to turn things around. I mean, he was turning it around before he was even inaugurated. The work that Trump has done in, 2 months since he was elected, just to change the culture of the United States, which has now moved on to the corporate world, etc., has been absolutely extraordinary.
He's done more in one day for the United States than Joe Biden did in 4 years for the United States. So imagine what the world is going to be like. Imagine what America will be like.
He's done more good for the United States. I wouldn't say he's necessarily done more than Biden has done. Point. But what Biden did wasn't good.
But you look at the good Trump has done in one day. Imagine after 4 years, the absolute turnaround. It's quite miraculous. In terms of getting rid of all the DEI stuff, I mean, it turns out saving public money is quite easy if you've got a brain. I just feel sorry for all of these former DEI officers. Could you imagine having on your resume as you go for your next job, previous employment, US government DEI officer? No one is going to want to know anything about...
Just move to a Democrat state. You'll find a home.
California, Gavin
To be
Newsom
honest,
will welcome you.
I just take it off my resume because whether it's there or not, it still says you've got no qualifications. So what's the difference?
That's very
But in
true.
the lefty land, though, they will still be able to find places of employment. But like you say, they are now useless in terms of finding an actual real job. Who the heck would want to hire these people? If you're a DEI manager or a DEI anything, what is your actual job instead of overseeing the brainwashing, the indoctrination of your entire department?
But it's worse than they're regarded as useless. They're now an object of derision, and that's the great thing that Trump has done. He's not only said this is wrong, he's pointed out why it's ridiculous, and he's made a mockery
amongst
of
conservatives,
it, which is the way you destroy the idea.
Which it always was. So I'm saying they will definitely find homes, because what is happening as we speak? Yes, the Conservatives are back on top. Yeah, baby, let justice roar. But the lefties will be recalibrating. They will absolutely be going back to the drawing board. They will be getting together in clusters. The Democratic states are going to be beaming with that blue light as they get together and ensure that they are taking care of their own and preparing for the future. So I have no doubt those people will have jobs to go to, just certainly not in a red state and certainly not in the Trump administration. But pay close attention to the first point we read out there. Send an agency-wide notice to employees informing them of closure and asking employees if they know of any efforts to disguise these programs by using coded or imprecise language. Now, the reason why the Trump administration has done this is because they are well aware that in many Biden administration departments, these DEI-type projects that were bleeding money weren't called DEI projects. They would be under some sort of, we're the Department of, say, People and Culture, etc., and so on. So he's trying to weed out the ones that are trying to exist beneath the surface and aren't so like we fly the flag and we preach the sermons.